Hi YouTube, this is Rebecca Salazar. Welcome to the Dragon Guardian channel. Today I'm going to be talking about divine union, as well as introducing myself and my life purpose. So I identify as otherkin, and otherkin is someone who identifies spiritually as something that is not human. It could be an alien, it could be a mythological creature such as a dragon, or other things. So I am a dragon goddess from the very beginning of this universe, when the creation cycle started over 18 trillion years ago. My soul is old, very old, and I incarnated on Earth to discuss and talk about divine union with human beings. So why am I here? I am here to teach and to inform you about the truths of love and appreciation for sex. And I know that we're in the 21st century and a lot of people are waking up. A lot of people are becoming more spiritually aware. People are learning how to master energy. They are learning about magic. They are learning that these things are out there in the world and that they exist. And as I grew up as a child, I started writing everything. I started mainly writing erotica. And through my journey as a child, and some of my experiences were both negative and positive, I became aware of myself. I became aware and realizing that I am a sexual being just like the rest of you. I am here to discuss talking about divine union and the purpose of divine union. So, what is divine union? Divine union can be defined as a point where two souls are one in the eyes of spirit. When I say one in the eyes of spirit, I mean that two people who complete each other. They are whole together, and they are also whole by themselves. So, a simple principle that I was taught is that like attracts like in the universe. The law of attraction brings to you whoever it wants to bring to you. If you are vibrating on one level of appreciation for yourself and for another person, or for whoever it is that you're trying to attract, then you are vibrating on that level. So say you're at level 10. And you go from level 5 to level 10, and maybe that takes you 2 to 3 months. So you begin to appreciate yourself more. You begin to look deep inside yourself at the parts of yourself, the flaws, or what we call the shadow. The shadow self is a reflection of your inner turmoil, your past life traumas, abuse. It can be anything. It can be a bad relationship. It could be a bad experience growing up as a child. You might have been bullied. You might have suffered from some kind of parental abuse. It could have been just simply someone not recognizing and understanding you. And a lot of the people who I've attracted in my life in the last, let's say, 10 years, have always had trouble with one thing: sex. And I'm bringing up divine union because I feel the need to express that human beings have a hard time remembering and understanding true love. I'm not saying that everyone is subjected to this, but I am also saying that some people do not understand true love. I know that a lot of people seek it, a lot of people crave it, and they desire a partner who completes them. Some people look at divine union as twin flames. What is a twin flame? A twin flame is someone, according to Greek mythology, that Zeus came down off of Mount Olympus when the human beings were one being. And he took those beings, they had 4 arms and, 4 legs, and they were one unit. So he took those beings and he split the souls in half. So twin flames were basically eternally forced to wander searching the earth for one another. What does a twin flame teach you? A twin flame teaches you about yourself. They're there to teach you about your insecurities, about your shadow self, about your flaws. They are also there to inform you and wake you up spiritually. And most of the time, in a twin flame union, there is one partner who runs and there's one partner who goes after that person. So we call them the chaser and the runner. And sometimes twin flames are married. Sometimes your twin flame might have another partner already. In my case, I met my twin flame online. And he was already married and he had children. And, I met him on a common site that I was a part of for a long time. But that kind of experience forced me to really look at myself. It forced me to open my eyes to who I was as a person. So it forced me to realize, I have a lot of things in myself that I want to work on, sexually, emotionally, mentally, as a person. It took me a long time to mature to where I am now. And when you're seeking a divine union, am I talking about twin flame union? I'm not talking about twin flame union at all. I am speaking about union between soulmates. Twin flames are a form of soulmate, and then there are what I like to call soul flames. Soul flames are the one person who you want to attract in your life. The one person who you want to talk to and hold and embrace and cherish for the rest of your life. So when you are talking, I am talking about divine union and the power of sex and sexuality. I mean that sometimes we have to fully embrace ourselves as people. We have to fully embrace who we are inside before we can possibly talk about our sensitivities and sexuality, our sensitivities to touch, our basically our needs in a sexual relationship. And sometimes those needs are not always met. We have clashes in relationships. There's arguments. There is sometimes people's political views clash. Sometimes one person becomes abusive. And I'm not saying this is in every case, because there are plenty of people out there who've experienced love and experienced the love of a soulmate, of their one. And what I'm here to talk about is basically how to attract that person. When we vibrate on one level at a time. As you ascend into the next spiritual dimension, into the next dimension of your life, you will begin to see yourself in a different light. You will begin to awaken and become aware of yourself. And that takes bravery. That takes courage. And when union comes, when your soulmate comes knocking at your door, you have to be brave. You have to be ready for them. And when Kismet or fate says, hey, we're going to put this person in your life, then you have to, you have to feel aware enough of yourself that you are ready for that person and you're ready to receive them. So for that, I would suggest putting yourself out there, putting your ideas out there, putting your thoughts out there. Me, I have already done that. I'm an author on Wattpad, and I write about my spiritual connection to my soulmate. His name is Debrucaris. We'll just call him Debrucaris from the book. And it is about my journey with him as a dragon goddess, where I astral traveled from my home to his planet of Renakarin to be with him, which is the shadow world in the 11th dimension. So my husband is a real person here on Earth. I have not met him yet, but I am fully aware of him as a spiritual person and as a being. and I'm aware of myself. So I am joined with him in spirit. I am joined with him and aware of him as he is. And each of us has to learn how and when and where we are aware of our spiritual partner, our significant other. And pardon me for a second. I have to blow my nose. Excuse me. Sorry about that. I am having allergies today from my cat. And I am also slightly nervous. I will freely admit that. This is my first time posting such a long video on YouTube. But anyway, back to the topic. When I was first aware of my husband as a person and as a divine being, he was not someone I was recognizing. He was not somebody I felt would be my husband because he's a very dark soul. He's a shadow god. And he's my opposite. I'm a dragon goddess. I represent light and healing. He represents death and basically the end of life. And when I connected with my husband, it took me almost a year to realize that I was attracting the right person, finally, for myself. And a lot of people have seen and felt my husband's energy. They have talked to me, talked to him through me. He's channeled through me. We've discussed at length when he's arriving, which is very soon. And I talk about my divine union with my husband because I love my husband. I love my husband beyond time and space, beyond anything or anyone I've ever known. He is kind and gentle. He's considerate and wise. And he has a lot of qualities that I need as a person, not just as a goddess or as otherkin, but as a person. And I want others to experience that love that I have with him. I want other people to understand and be ready to receive that. And that's why it's so important to me to share my knowledge of divine union and share my purpose with the world and share it with you, all of you. And you know, it's been really tough for me waiting on my husband. It's been really tough for me waiting on someone that I loved and cared about with all my heart. And when you're passionate about somebody, when you really love someone, you want to do anything for them. They mean the world to you. Just like if you have children, they're precious and they are your kids. They mean everything. You know, you want them to be raised right. You want them to grow up healthy and strong and have better relationships, maybe even than you did. And it's so important to me that I start a family, but that I also start not just my own union, but that I help other people begin theirs. So the thing about divine union is this. When you are ready to attract the right person, when you are ready to attract the one for you, you have to become aware of yourself first. You have to believe in yourself. And where does belief start? It starts inside of us. It starts within. It starts in each of us, our souls, our awareness of ourselves. It starts in time. And time is what we have here. If you are ready to start your divine union, if you are ready to begin your journey as a person, as a human being, if you're ready to attract that person, then you have to do one thing. Love yourself. Love who you are first inside and appreciate yourself. Appreciate all the good and bad things about yourself. If you start doing that, then you can do anything. The impossible is possible. Whether it be you have a dream to become a doctor, you have a dream to become one with your partner. The power of one exists in the universe. It is present everywhere. It's present in the animal kingdom on Earth. It's present in the stars. It's present right here. When you give yourself power and you allow that power to grow and strengthen you, and you open yourself to the thought of, you know what? Maybe I could actually attract a partner. I could actually open myself up to learning about who I am. They say that you attract the one when you least expect it. Love comes to you, love finds you. It's so true. Because when you find yourself and you believe in yourself, then you can do anything. You can attract that one person you want. You can go to school. You can achieve your dreams. You can do anything you set your mind to. So understand that divine union and love exist within each of us. And when you're ready and you are open to receiving the one you love, you will find them. They will find you. So I would like to end the video here today. Thank you so much for listening and for taking the time to listen to my words and to my video. And I will be talking about, next video, I will be talking about the power of sex and sensitivity to a partner. That's all for today. Thank you. May the wings of the dragons keep you. Farewell.